Welcome to Take Pandit session. This is Dan. Today I'm going to show you how we can create EC2 instance on AWS using AWS CLI or command line interface. To go along with this session with me, you need to have CLI configured on your machine. If you don't have, please go and watch my previous video, which is of how to configure AWS CLI on the local workspace, and then come back to this session. So this is majorly a hands-on demo session. So if you want to try with me, please continue. And here most of the stuff that I'm going to do, almost everything I would say, is under free tier eligibility. So if you are having an AWS account which is still under 1 year of free tier eligibility time frame, you will not incur any charges. So let's jump on to our demo. This is the AWS console, web console, and the terminal. I've kept them side by side so that we can see the commands that we are executing, how the resources are getting created or the resources are changing based on our command. I'm using a Mac machine, that's why it's a Mac terminal. However, if you're using any other operating system like Microsoft Windows or a Linux terminal, the commands would remain same across all the terminals. So let's start the demo. So first let me log into an EC2 console, EC2 page. So as we know, there is no running instances as of now on this account. If you want to launch an instance, the very bare minimum thing, the first thing that is required is an Amazon image, the AMI, that is called Amazon machine image. So that is needed for the very first time. And also there are few things like the key pair. The key pair is needed when we want to log into the EC2 instance after the creation. And also we have to create one security group. So let's start with the key pair creation. So if I go to the key pair screen, I can see there is nothing as of now. So let's start by creating a key pair. This is a profile. I have already set up the AWS profile on my local machine, so I can just straight away execute the commands. And the profile that I have, the user is an admin user, so it has the necessary privileges to perform the task. So just for a quick glimpse, if you have not done your profile set, or if you don't know, if you want to know, you can go and visit my previous video where I have shown how to set up the profile on your local machine. So if I'll just list the profile details, so I just have to type AWS configure list, and it will show me the details of my current profile. So I'm using demo. The profile name is demo. The configuration file is residing in this folder, and this is the region by default it is pointing to. So AP Southeast 2, which is near to my location. So let's start by creating the key pair. So in every AWS command, it starts with AWS and then the service that we want to access to. So here we want to access EC2 service, so EC2 is my next keyword. Now if you want to know more details or the further drill down of the commands under EC2, you can use the help option of the CLI. So just type help and then press enter. So it will give you all the necessary details that or the available commands available under this EC2. So there are so many commands, you can go through it and you can use this help. So I'm going to use the command that is create key pair. So I'll just type key pair. Now key pair is a sub command under EC2. So I want to know more. If you want to know more about this command, you can always type help and press enter. So it will give more detail about particular to this command only. So it takes, you can see the options available, key name. So you have to provide a key name in that command. You can go for a dry run, or if by default is no dry run. So dry run is nothing but it will execute the command and check that you have necessary permission to create the resource, but it will actually not create the resource. And if you have the necessary permission, it will just give you an error called dry run operation. But if you don't have the necessary privileges, then it will give you an unauthorized operation error. So that means you don't have the necessary privileges, but it will not create the resource. Then you can provide tags using tag specifications option. So yeah, that's where you can use the help option here. So let me create the key pair, and I'm going to give a name of, okay, so key name, I'm going to give it a name demo key pair. Then if I'll press enter, it will create the key pair. But you have to remember that I'm going to use this key pair to access to the EC2 instance that I'm going to create. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to filter the key of that key pair so that I can store it into a file and then can use it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a query option, which is going to filter only the necessary attribute, that is key material. So I need only the key material from the entire output, and then I want the output in the text format, and that's all. So that's all I need to type. What it will do, it will give me a output after the creation of the key pair, and the output would be the key. So what I want to do, I want to store it into a file called demo keypair.pem, and this is the file that I'm going to use later on. So let me press enter. So it's successful. If you want to see if the file is created, let me see if the file is generated or not. Yes, so this file has the key pair, the private key that I need to access to the key to the EC2 instance later. I'm clearing the screen. So the first and foremost thing that we need to do, we need to change the permission of this file to 400. So I'm changing the permission, and then so you know the key pair is created. But if you want to see more details about the key pair from command lines, let's say we don't have access to the web console, so what we can do, we can just type AWS EC2 and then just describe key pair, and then provide the key pair name. So key hyphen key name, and then this is demo key pair and the name of the key pair that we have given, and just press enter. Oh, something I have made mistake. Okay, there is a spelling mistake in the describe. Again there is some spelling mistake, or what? Describe, DSCRIBE key pair, key name demo key pair, invalid choice. Okay, sorry, actually we can specify multiple key pairs, so it's a key pairs. The command is describe key pairs. So AWS EC2 describe key pairs and key name, and then we have got the necessary information. But remember, you are not going to get that key value again. So the principle is that when the time you are creating the key pair, you will get that, you have to store that key value, otherwise you will lose it and you have to create a new one. So yeah, this is how we can see that key pair is created. Now if we refresh the console, we can see the demo key pair is created. This is the fingerprint, so you can see this is matching, and the ID and all these details are there. So that's how we can create the key pair. This is how we can create the key pair. Now next step is to create the security group. Now let me go to the security group page and see if I have any security group. Yeah, so I have the security group, that is the default security group, comes along with the with the new account. So what I have to do, I have to create a new security group. So same way, in command line, the command starts with AWS, then EC2 service, and then I have the command which is create security group, and then I have to provide a group name. So the option is _group name, and then provide the name demo_scg. In this case, I'm going to give the name, so demo-sg, and then description. So let's give a description like demo CLI security group, and then I have to provide the VPC ID. So VPC, so every security group resides within a VPC, so you have to provide a VPC ID. So let me use this VPC ID as the VPC ID for the security group. And that's all. So this is the command that we want to execute and create the security group. Let's press enter. It's again giving me error. So yeah, again I have done a spelling mistake. So it's create CREA. So it's the spelling. So it's now done. So the security group is now created. So this is the security group ID that is returned by the command. So if you want to see, this is the security group we have created. Now this is also visible on the screen on the web console. Now if you want to, instead of the web console, if you want to see more details about the security group, what we can do, we can use this security group ID and run a command called AWS EC2 and then describe security group, and then group IDs, and then provide the group ID, and the command is describe security groups, and then press enter. So you can see the security group details are given here, all the like necessary descriptions and details and VPC ID, everything. So now the security group is created, but we can see that it doesn't have any inbound rule in it. So what we want to do, we want to create an inbound rule for port 22 so that I can access it from my local machine. So for that we have to type a command AWS space EC2, and then we have to authorize security group ingress. So you have to authorize a new security group ingress rule, and the group ID. So the group ID is this group ID which we have created just now, and then we have to provide the rule. So protocol is TCP, then we have to provide the port, it's 22, and then CIDR range, which is, for me, I'm just giving for the demo sake 0.0.0.0/0. So that means I'm opening this group for the world, but if you want to restrict it to your own IP or some IP range, you can always give that in the CIDR, and just press enter. So now the rule is created. So if you'll execute the describe security group for the security group again, what we can see, yes, we can see now the new security group ingress rule is created. If we just refresh the web console and check if it exists, yes, the security group rule is now created. So yes, this is how we can create the security group. And now we have the key pair, we have the security group created through console, through command line, and now the next step is to go and create the EC2 instance. So we'll be creating the EC2 instance and using this key pair and the security group. Let's now create the EC2 instance. So let me go to the EC2 dashboard and check if any instance is running. No, so there is no running instance as of now in this account. So again, there is a command that we have to execute to create this EC2 instance. So the command is run instances. So run instances is the command to create or launch an EC2 instance on AWS. So the command will definitely start with AWS keyword and then the service, that is EC2, and then the command is run instances. And then we have to give some options. If you want to explore the options, you can always type help and enter and see all the available options under these commands. Here I'm just going to go ahead with the options. So first thing is that I have to give the image ID. So if you think if you start to imagine the when you create the EC2 instance from web console, of what you do first you give the image ID. So image, you select the image. So I'm going to use the same image, so I'm going to copy this image ID. And then what? Then if you select this image and go next, we have to select the instance type. So same option we have to select. So you have to provide the option instance type, and that is t2.micro. If you go next, you have so many options. So here the major thing is the VPC or the subnet that we have to select. So what we can do, we can select the subnet. So subnet -id. So we have to provide the subnet ID. So let me go and select a subnet ID. So if I select this, so let me provide the subnet ID from here, subnet, or anytime what you can do, you can go to your VPC console. You can open this in a different page. You can go to VPC console, click on the subnets and choose whichever subnet you want to create this EC2 instance, or for this demo purpose I'm just selecting a random subnet. So this is the subnet ID, and then I put it here. And then if we go back to the console again, but let the other things be default. Okay, you can choose the number of instances. So what if you want to create more than one instances, or you want to create 2 or 3, you can always give an option count and then give number of instances that you want to create. For this demo purpose I'm going to create only one, so putting the count as 1. And what next? Then we can review and launch. Okay, we can review and launch, or we can add storage. So I'm not going to give any specification. So whatever default storage comes along with the installation or the launch, it will come. And then tags, I'm not providing any tags. Then security group. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the security group that we have created. So we have to specify the security group IDs. You can provide the list of security group IDs that you want to associate with this EC2 instance. So let me go to the security group. Let me go to the screen, EC2 security group, and select the security group ID that we have created, and then paste it here. So we have got the security group now. Now one thing remains, that is when you review and launch, and then launch, it asks me for the key pair. So I'm going to select the key pair that I have created. So the key name is demo key pair. Just I have to provide the key pair name. So that's all. Then we can click on the launch instances. Same way, all the input and all the options are given here. Now I'm going to press enter. Let me see if everything is good. Everything looks good. Always remember, please remember, just these options always you have to provide with 2 hyphens. So yeah, most of the options on AWS commands starts with 2 hyphens. So pressing enter. Yeah, so let me cancel this on web console and go to the screen. And if we refresh the screen, see, nothing is there on the screen because it has started creating the instance, but the instance creation is in pending state. And we can see all the necessary information that is actually all the configuration details for the EC2 instance. So it is a T2 micro instance. Demo key pair is the key name. Launch time, monitoring is disabled. Availability zone in Southeast 2B. tenancy is default, the DNS name, public private DNS name, and all the details, public DNS, everything would be there. So all the details are mentioned here. All the necessary details are mentioned here. The only thing that is our use we need to note down, like instance ID. So this is the instance ID that is generated. So if we come out of this page, so we have to press Q, and it has come out of this. And now what we can do, we can see what is the current state. So we can always describe the instance. So AWS EC2 and then describe instances. So this is the command to get details about the EC2 instance, and then press enter. I think I have made again some mistakes. Okay, so you have to just specify this is the option instance ID. So I'm providing the instance ID, so that's why the option is instance ID and the value is the instance ID, and then press enter. So you can see now the instance is in running stage. Now the instance is in running stage. So if I'll refresh this web console, I can see the instance is running. Now let me come out of this, and what is that? It doesn't have any name. Because I have not given any name to it, or there is no tag. So let me do one thing. Let me give some name to it, or let me add a tag. So what is the command? And that through CLI. So the command is AWS EC2 again, and then we have to the command to create a tag is create tags, and then I have to provide the resources, which is nothing but the EC2 instance ID. So this is the instance ID. So this is the instance ID, and then provide the tags. So tags double hyphen tags is the option, and then key equals to name, comma, value equals to demo instance. So key is the name and the value is the demo instance for this tag, and let's press enter. So it's created. So now it's created. So if I'll see describe the instance again, so somewhere we can see the name has been given, or the tag informations has come. Let me see if I can see the tag. Yeah, so you can see the tag information now has come. Initially it was not there. Initially, if we'll see in the beginning, it was not there. Now the tag information has come. So if we'll refresh this page on web console, we can see the name is appearing here, and also like in the tag also, if we'll see, we have the tag value. Now before finishing, I want to show you that when you are describing EC2 instances, you can actually describe an EC2 instance using the instance ID. Also, you can describe the instances based on some other attributes, so like tags. So let me show it. So AWS EC2, and then if you say the command is describe instances. So you are going to describe instances. Now initially we have, in the previous command, we gave the option as instance IDs. Now let's say I have EC2 instances for dev environment, test environment, and many other environments, and I have given them some tag value, and I want to understand the instances where the value is, or the value is something like dev or test or something. So in this case, like I want to actually filter the instances based on their tag. So what I can do, I have to give the option filters, and then here I have to specify name equals to tag. So that means I'm filtering based on tag, and the key name is name, key is name, and values for the values equals to demo instance. So it is filtering or showing only the EC2 instances where the tag value tag key is name and the value is demo instance. So we can filter based on this. So if it has like 2 or 3 more than one, it will show all those instances where the tag is demo instance. Now we can also filter based on some other attributes, like instead of tag we can say instance type. So let's say I want to filter based on instance type, where the instance type is T2 micro, and show me all the instances where the instance type is T2 micro. And if we press enter, I think there is somewhere mistake I have made. It should be values for instance type, and press enter. Yes, so it's done. So now it is showing me all the instances where the tag where the instance type is T2 micro. So you can understand, you can filter based on many attributes like running instances, stopped instances, all these things. And yeah, that's how you can explore more filtering using the help options. Now we are almost done. What we have to do now, as the instance is running, we can delete them. So if you keep continuing or running this instance, it may incur some cost, so better to delete it. So let's terminate. So the command to terminate an EC2 instance is AWS EC2 and then terminate instances, and then give instance IDs, and then provide this instance ID. And just press enter. Oh, sorry, it's only S, instance IDs, and press enter. So it's done. So it is saying shutting down. So now if we want to describe EC2 describe instances and then instance IDs, and provide the instance ID. Sorry, something I have made mistake. AWS EC2 describe instances instances and then instance IDs. So you can see it is now terminated. So if you refresh this page, there is, if I refresh this page, there is nothing running, so it is terminated. So that's how we'll just terminate. You can shut down and many other options. There are many other options if you want to do, like instead of deleting or terminating, if you want to shut down, those options are also there if you want to explore. Now the second thing is I want to delete the security group. So the command that I have to type, delete security group and then group IDs. So let me go to the security group to find the security group ID, and the security group ID is this one. Then press enter. Again, something wrong. It's just only group ID, and done. So if I'll see, the security group is deleted. If you have observed that all the commands are like only the options starts with double hyphen, anything before that is a command. So that's how you can separate, like sometimes if you get confused, you know. So the third thing is that we want to get rid of the key pair. So delete key pair is the command, and then provide the key name. So if I'll go to the key pair screen and just demo key pair, key name is demo key pair, and just remove. It's done. So it's you can understand it's a normal Unix command type of command you are executing. So if you want to see anytime whether the command was successful or not, we can always go for the $? Option and just see if it's a 0 or non-zero. If it's a 0, success; non-zero is a failure. But as you can see that anytime if you make any mistake or the command is not successful, it will give you a beautiful error message on the screen. So now the key pair is also removed. Now I want to get rid of the key pair from my machine. So demo key pair.pem file also I'm removing. So done. So this is how you can use AWS CLI or the command line interface, and through command line you can create instances, you can get rid of the instances or delete instances, and you can also alter the instance attributes or any other values in the instance. So I would suggest use this help option in command line interface and explore these commands. uh, this is particularly useful when you have some use case, like you want to establish or you want to launch like a particular number of instances or some services every day, and at the end of the day you want to destroy them. And if you can write a like automated script or something like that, where you put all these commands in together in one after another and then execute them, so everything will be created and then you start your work, and then again at the end of the day you just execute the delete script, so that all the commands will be all the services, all the components will be deleted. This is very useful tool in terms of automation point of view. So yeah, I hope you would be using this, and this video is very useful to you. Thank you for watching the video.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope you like it. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. If you want more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel and motivate me to create more content. Thank you.